welcome back to the channel. Uncensored and unafraid, fewer than 30 subscribers to 15,000. Thank you. I really appreciate all your support. Like, comment, subscribe, hype on mobile. You know the drill, and I'm curious about your comments on this. This is about Erica Wheeler. Now, you've probably heard about this story initially already. I had decided not to do a video on it, but it got bigger. More things were said. She, in a way, doubled down with an apology and non apology. But of course, first she played victim when she got backlash. So let's dig in real first go brief on the initial story if you didn't miss it, or just to remind you to put into context what we're going to see coming up. So she signed a I think 2 year I think it was $1.25 million contract with the Los Angeles Sparks. Personally, I think that's way too much money for Erica Wheeler. Now that being said, and this is where Erica had a problem and twist the words as they like to do so they can lash out and play victim in the WNBA, not ready for prime time, not professional basketball league. She was very, very upset that people thought that was too much money, and she shifted it from within the context of what they get paid in the WNBA, that's way too much money to pay Erica Wheeler, which is what people were saying. She made it as if, oh, here we go, hating on the women of the WNBA for making so much money and all this hate and all, all that kind of crap. And so she lashed out and said, y'all be hating so bad on WNBA players like it's sad, LOL. She wrote on Wednesday in a post that was later deleted. Why would you delete? You stand on business. I thought y'all stood on business. This is not standing on business, deleting tweets that get attention. That is not how you stand. Stand, girl. Like, how you mad someone is making $1 million? LOL. Oh, it's because you make less than 150. That should be a K there. She actually 150K a year. What type of humans are y'all? Like, are you sick? Like, did you guys get picked on growing up? Like, I am honestly concerned. There's so much to hate about this tweet. First of all, it sounds like you never got past first grade. There's no reason a professional basketball player, 35, 36 years old, 34, something like that, supposedly owns multiple businesses. I believe she does own a restaurant, right? And good for her if it's successful. I think that was smart to branch out outside of the WNBA. And yet you you write like this, where I mean, this is first grade stuff. But of course, what really got a lot of attention, like I said, people are not mad that WNBA players are making a million. You can make the absolutely make the argument that they shouldn't be making this much relative to what the league does and the fact that it's lost money for all these years and so on. But no, it's you, Erica Wheeler. Just like they say with other players. Just like, guess what? Here's what we all lead back to again. Just like it's talked about in the NFL and the NBA and NHL and Major League Baseball all the damn time about players relative to the league getting paid too much. Now, all those sports nowadays, you could say they're just getting paid too much, period, for what they do. But lady, listen up. You bounce a freaking ball for a living. You're entertainment. You're the circus act. You are optional in people's lives. People making 150K a year, which is a nice living, are busting their ass. People making a lot less are busting their ass 52 weeks a year for maybe a 1 or 2 week vacation here and there. These are the people who make the country run. All that stuff you never even think about, living your entitled privileged life. Hardworking people, unlike yourself, they make that happen. Truckers make that happen. Farmers make that happen. People working in restaurants. You know, the people you probably don't pay very well that make your restaurant go, the waiters and waitresses and busboys and girls, they keep things going. Okay? It ain't you. So anyway, she then went full victim when she got the backlash, as we can see here. Let me get rid of these Athlon pages because you eat up memory with all that nonsense they put on their site. Yeah, 100%. WNBA players got to stop playing the victim. We get it. It's never okay to say things like that, but this isn't high school. Posting your DMs for sympathy after you piss people off is gaslighting. Just stand on what you said and move on. Because what are we talking about here? Erica Wheeler went, okay, now I'm an Abe. Go back to slavery. I'm worthless, hoping the worst of my life. It's a lot more in the DMs. Thank God my backbone is strong. You deleted the tweet. Your backbone is jelly. It's gone. You have no backbone. By the way, people who actually do that in DMs, I won't even get to what type of people they are. A lot are probably just simply bots, a bunch of angry children trying to get you upset because no one is going to put that into DMs, even if they think like that, because that's just really dumb. But to the bigger point, I get this stuff, and I'm not, patting myself on the back about dealing with it because it's anyone who's active on social media. I get this comments like this in YouTube, but I had one the other day, I think I might have mentioned before, literally said, unalive yourself because I had a different basketball opinion. We weren't even talking anything controversial. And no, it didn't say unalive. And people ask sometimes why I say that. That's YouTube, folks. You say certain things, certain phrases, they're not putting your video out. I mean, it might get out and some people will see it, but they absolutely will throttle it and limit reach. And they're already doing that to me big time. So yeah, I mean, I get all that nasty stuff. But where do you think the 19 came from? I critiqued Angel Reese from an athlete standpoint in terms of how she moved, and somebody threatened me with violence. That's when they came back and said the only people watching the channel are my 19 cousins, for those of you who wonder where that came from. And then Erica Wheeler said, well, that didn't work. Let me try again and let me get a little sympathy out of it this time.
So, recent tweet on Twitter has got at least 2 million people at my head, which is fine. Like it's part of being on social media. Things happen, and it's a platform that allow people to have their own opinion, which is fine. And so the tweet I tweeted was, "It's crazy how." People are mad W players are making millions or more money, which I stand on that 1000%. But the second part of my tweet, a lot of people didn't like it. Someone who I care about and I care about their opinion said something to me that made me open my mind. So the second part of my tweet was, because you only make $150,000 a year, that's why you mad. However, I apologize about the number. Make no mistakes, I have employees, I have businesses. It was never about the dollar amount. It was more so like expression, and however 150 came about. Maybe I should have said 20,000, maybe this wouldn't have been an issue. I'm owning what I said was probably degrading, or most people didn't like it. That was not my intentions. If you know me well, I am not a person that is degrading. I uplift everybody on down to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I uplift everybody that's around me. My spirit is always good. My energy is always good. It was to never degrade anybody that's making $150,000 a year. Because, however, that is a great salary. However, I said it in an expressive way. I just don't like the fact that people are mad that we're now making money when we fought so hard to really be in this position. To my fans who really love me down, I saw your DMs, and the tweet wasn't for you guys, but you also expressed how it may came across as degrading of me saying that 150,000 is not a lot. I heard you, and I'm apologizing to you guys. It was never my intentions to make it seem like having a job of any sort, whether you're making 40,000 or 50,000 or 60,000 a year, you still have a job. Is like you working hard to get your money. So it was never about the dollar amount. It was.
So now we're going to degrade people who make $20,000. Yeah, you might have just left that out as well. But again, back to the point, it wasn't a true apology. She's still stuck on the fact that about people being mad that they're making more money. First of all, you didn't fight for it, really. You didn't earn it. This is 100% Caitlin Clark. You got a free ride for almost 3 decades off the backs of the players in the NBA. Okay, that is what happened. And this goes back to a much bigger issue, as I said a million times before. Media training, media training, media training. These players are absolutely terrible in how they interact with fans. They're all up in their damn feels all the time. They're always overly emotional. They're always playing everything is from the perception of being a damn victim and lashing out because your feelings got hurt. These are not the acts of a grown human adult who is mature. It's exhausting. Stop it. Do better. You're the problem, not the fans. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, hype, comment. You know what's going on. I will talk to you later.